Welcome to Millennial Milkshake, the podcast where three Willennials revisit, re-experience, and review things from our childhood. My name is Colin O'Connell, and I was born in 1994.
My name is Josh Sicali. I was born in 1995.
And my name is Michelle Potter. I was born in 1997.
And guys, it's here, and I like it. Because we are actually not Millennial Milkshake today. We are Willennial Milkshake today because we are reviewing Will Smith's second studio album, Willennium. I mean, thoughts? Do we have to even review it? It's a masterpiece, right?
This is a first-time listen for me. I've never actually listened to Will Smith before, so it was quite an experience for me.
Yeah, it was. I feel like I've heard a few songs here and there, but the whole album definitely first-time listen for me too. And it was an experience.
Colin, I know you have fond memories of Will Smith listenings.
I do. Specifically this album, which I think is kind of the inferior album to Big Willie Style, but I listened to this one way more. I used to have like a Walkman portable CD player that was blue, and I carried around 3 CDs with me. I had Will Smith's Big Willie Style, I had Will Smith's Willennium, and I had the Space Jam soundtrack. And out of the 3, I played Will Smith's Willennium the most, by far, in the car, mostly in the car. But I constantly listened to this album all of the time. And you know what? I'm proud to be a Willennial. So was Will Smith one of your favorite artists growing up, would you say? My favorite artist as a kid.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Like before I got a real taste in music, he was my number one favorite artist. It was like that and Smash Mouth. Like
now, how does Will Smith compare now?
When you say Will Smith now, do you mean like as a person?
No. As an artist. So
He hasn't made music in a while.
Yeah, I'm just talking like the stuff you did listen to. Listening to it now.
This album. Well, I mean, we'll get into it. I'm pretty sure Kid Me liked it more than current me. I have no doubt about that. In fact, if I went back in time and told Kid Me that this album wasn't the pinnacle of music, I think Kid Me would die inside. That's how much I idolized Will Smith and this album. I mean, I think you have to understand, I love rap music, and a lot of that stems from this and from Will Smith because he really is like the gateway rapper almost. He's the kid-friendly, family-friendly rapper. I mean, he doesn't curse in his, in his songs. So, for someone who has continued to develop a love for and appreciation for rap music, I mean, it kind of all traces back to Will Smith. So I might have thoughts about this album and its quality, but I will never forget the impact it had on me long term. And I also do want to say one thing, because Will Smith is the clean rapper. I am going to try my best not to swear this entire episode, all right? And if any of us do swear, I think we should bleep it out, but I don't think we should bleep it out. I think we should replace it with a classic Will Smith haha instead.
That's fantastic.
I almost just want to curse like every sentence just to have Will Smith, just have him laughing on our show.
I don't know if I can isolate that audio. I'll try, but so yeah, that's my spiel about Will Smith and Willennium in particular. So yeah, I mean, you guys didn't, Michelle, you said you had heard a couple of songs beforehand. What songs were they that you remember?
Off of this album or just in general?
Oh, were none of them off of this album?
I think I had heard Wild Wild West.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
For sure. And I think that might have been the only one, although some of these songs did sound a little familiar, maybe just because it's Will Smith. Like he has a very, Will Smith song when you hear one.
You know when it's Will. So your familiarization with Will Smith, was it Will Smith or was it maybe the Fresh Prince? I mean, we all know one Will Smith song beforehand going into this, right? We all know the Fresh Prince theme. That's one we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the world knows that song. And, you know, when he was the Fresh Prince, he had a whole rap career beforehand. It sounds funny to say now, he was one of the first commercially successful rappers. Like, I shouldn't say commercially successful, but he was one of like the first mainstream rappers that really broke through. Run DMC had some success beforehand, and the Beastie Boys, of course, had success too. But it was a real dichotomy of rap in the, you know, late 80s, because you had someone like Will Smith making Parents Just Don't Understand. And then you had groups like Public Enemy, which were like all about, you know, starting a revolution because black people were oppressed. So kind of different levels, you know, in their artistic merit, I guess. But yeah. So I didn't mean to step on your toes, Michelle, if you had any history about Will Smith or not. Big Will.
Oh, no. Yeah, a little history. Like, speaking of Parents Just Don't Understand, they actually got like the first ever rap solo performance Grammy for that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said necessarily commercial success, critical success. They were kind of like the first group to really be recognized. Not that Run DMC wasn't popular, but, you know.
Yeah, so they won a Grammy for that, and then they won another Grammy for Summertime in 1991.
Which is a great song, I still think that song's really good.
It's a great song.
Yeah, I really like that song still.
I agree. Yeah, I love that song. And then 2 more Grammys. 1998 for Getting Jiggy With It, which is also a great song.
Well, no, not as good as Summertime, in my opinion.
I think they're both pretty great. And then in 97, sorry, before that, for Men in Black.
Ooh. Was it like best motion picture song or something?
I think it was solo performance. Let me just double check my facts, but
I don't know about that one, Grammys. There had to have been better rap at that point than Men in Black and Getting Jiggy With It.
Yeah, Grammy Award 1998 for best rap solo performance.
Oh my god. Oh no.
So, Will Smith's 4-time Grammy Award winner.
I mean, hats off to him.
Hats off. Yeah.
He didn't win one for I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson?
No, he did not.
Or Nightmare at My House, or whatever that one's called.
Nightmare on My Street.
On My Street, yeah.
I love that song.
On My Street. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's good. In 1997, he began his solo music career, right, when he released Men in Black, which topped the singles chart, won him a Grammy, as we know. So this album, his second studio album, the one we're reviewing, was released by Columbia, and it reached number 5 on the Billboard 200 and was certified double platinum.
Wow.
Will 2K, the second single from the album, reached number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wait a minute, so you mean to tell me that Butta did not win a Grammy?
I was confused too. I really looked into it, but no, there's nothing there.
Wow, that's ridiculous. What about Freaking It?
Let me just interject here. Is the Butta a favorite among us?
Honestly, all of the non-Will Smith parts, just the Lil' Kim parts, are actually pretty good. I actually think this song works as just a Lil' Kim song.
I wrote like Lil' Kim feature fire. When I first heard this song come on, I was like listening to it and I stopped and I was like, what?
I have a note here for Butta. I actually did enjoy the beat.
Yeah. It's a great like 90s, like throwback beat.
Like that, and I'm coming. I like the beat for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this I think it's a great I think it would have been a great Lil' Kim song, if I'm just being honest. Like, I'm sorry, Will, but he should not have been on that track, and I know it was his own track.
Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Will. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I should say that. I think that's kind of a running theme with this album is there's a lot of featured artists on this album. All of them kind of better than Will at rapping.
Yeah.
There's one song in particular where that kind of is pretty evident, but we'll wait. Michelle, did you have any more history for us, or?
Yeah, so this album didn't win any Grammys. It was nominated, but it lost to Eminem and to the Foo Fighters. But it did win a Kids' Choice Award. So
That sounds about right. That sounds more in line.
I probably watched him win that live.
He actually won 3 Kids' Choice Awards in 2000. Favorite male singer, favorite song, and favorite song from a movie, both for Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which, I mean, I guess we should talk about Wild Wild West. Terrible movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's so bad.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Guys, don't. We will not be reviewing Wild Wild West on this podcast. It is not good. It is not going to be as good as I remember because I remember it being terrible. So do we want to transition into our next segment, Apple Facts, which Michelle is spared from this week. And Josh.
I am graced this week with the Apple Facts.
Yeah. We can just sit back.
So, we have the Willennium Apple Facts right here. Let's get rolling. Number 1. This first fact isn't about the Will Smith album Millennium. Sorry, that's not right. Willennium. That was just my mistake right there. It's not actually written. But instead about a song that Will Smith released in 2005 called Switch. The song was released February 15th, 2005, which is 4 days after the premiere of the film Hitch, starring, you guessed it, Will Smith. However, there is no link between them at all. I'll repeat that. No link between them at all. The song isn't in the movie. The song isn't on the soundtrack. The music video has nothing to do with Hitch. The lyrics have nothing to do with Hitch. What the hell is going on here, Will? You mean to tell me you released a song called Switch days after a movie you star in called Hitch premiered and thought none of us would notice? They rhyme, Will, which is an intricate part of rap if you remember. I feel like Jesse during that scene in Breaking Bad when he desperately yells out to the heavens, he can't keep getting away with it.
So that's a weird thing. I don't know if you guys remember the song Switch. I do, obviously. But I'm sure if you heard it, you'd remember because it was on the radio all the time. But yeah, he was in Hitch, and then he released Switch, and then there's no connection there at all. What the... like, what? What is that? You can't tell me that's a coincidence. I don't believe it.
It is a little weird. A little weird.
Why do they rhyme? Why did he have to put it out 4 days after?
What is Switch about?
It's about dancing in the club.
Well, okay, so there you go. When, Kevin James is, bopping around in the...
Kevin James dances to Usher, I think. Doesn't he? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't dance to Will Smith, which is weird. He should be dancing to a new Will Smith bop, like Switch at the time, and he's not. They should have rolled it in. Hitch is also, as not only a dating coach, he also dabbles in music in his free time. You know what? It's 2021. I'm going to remake Hitch. All right. Who can we get to star? Donald Glover, because he's also a rapper and actor. Donald Glover's going to not only star in Hitch, he's going to re-record Switch word for word. And we're going to put it in the movie. Yeah, so that upset me.
So are we ready for Apple Fact number 2?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, have 2 children, Willow and Jaden. Willow is obviously named after Will, and Jaden is named after Jada. However, Will Smith actually has another son with his first wife. His name is Trey Smith, joining a long line of non-famous siblings such as Liam Manning, Carol Barrymore, Pablo Shriver, and Lily Eisenberg. Fun fact, only one of those last 4 people are real. Which one is it? Well, I'm just a little milk-based scamp who will never tell. Ew.
What?
My lips are sealed.
I guess that's one the audience will have to delve into themselves after this episode. We got a few more, though.
I feel like we don't bring up the fact that I'm milk-based enough on this podcast, so
I thought you covered it
I'm
a lot.
going to start reminding everyone.
What's there to say?
And just to remind everybody, Colin is the milky base, and I am the whipped cream.
I am... Oh, yeah.
And Michelle over there
Michelle's
is the
cherry on top.
She's the cherry on top.
Yep.
All right, so Apple fact number 3. Lil' Kim is featured on this album on the song called Da Butta. MC Lyte is featured on the song Who Am I? Eve is featured on the song Can You Feel Me? Those are 3 of the most famous women in hip-hop and pioneers of the genre. Noticeably missing, however, are Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah. They were originally going to be on the album, but Will Smith accidentally hit them with that Men in Black memory eraser thingy, causing them to forget to show up to the recording session. This is why Will Smith lazily put Wild Wild West, a song that had already been released on the soundtrack for the film, on the album.
Yep. A lot of people don't know that technology from Men in Black is real, and Will Smith has it. So.
He still has it to this day.
Oh, yeah. If he still has it, how come he didn't make me forget all of the terrible movies he's been in the last, 10 years?
I hope he still has the little midget cricket. You know, the
What?
The little gun he had in Men in Black. Isn't that what it was called?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Wow, guys, real Men in Black fans.
Yes, I got it now. The little gun that blows the big hole into the, yeah.
All right, so Apple fact number 4. Will Smith started his road to fame in the hip-hop duo DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That eventually led to Will starring in the classic sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That led to a long and successful movie career, all from being in a hip-hop duo. Meanwhile, the other half of that duo, DJ Jazzy Jeff, is probably most famous for getting thrown out of the bank's mansion. I'm not sure if that's fair or not. All I know is that's hilarious.
I mean, how symbolic. Jeff getting thrown out of the bank's house every episode he's in, and how that parallels Will Smith's career trajectory and Jazzy Jeff's career trajectory.
Which I'll be honest. So DJ Jazzy Jeff, that was that was Jeffrey?
No. Jeffrey the butler. No, Jeffrey was the butler. No, Jeff was on the show. He would always hit on who's the oldest sister?
I forget. I didn't watch Fresh Prince a lot. So when I saw DJ Jazzy Jeff, I didn't know if that was I don't know if I just missed a whole thing there with Jeffrey.
No. No, he would. Oh no, it was Hillary. He would always hit on Hillary, and whenever Uncle Phil was around, and he would see him hitting on Hillary, Uncle Phil would throw him out of the house, and it was a cutaway gag that they did in all of the episodes, which I think would be hilarious if Will did that to him in his real life. Do we not remember that? It's one of the most famous running gags of the show.
I actually do remember. I remember it a little bit. You say that.
Yeah. So I think we've got one more Apple fact, Josh.
Yep. So Apple fact number 5. Will Smith is not only one of the most famous people in the world, but is also a native son of Philadelphia. That's common knowledge, by the way. Do you want to know a fun fact about Philadelphia, though? Do you know that Philadelphians call shaved ice, snow cones, Italian ice, water ice? What sort of smooth-brained clowns call it water ice? All ice is water ice. You roast pork chopping Mike loving morons. Your most famous exports are soft pretzels, cheese whiz, and racism. Rocky 5 sucks, and Philadelphia can go fuck itself. I'll be honest, some of these Apple facts I've never read, so it's kind of hard to follow where they're going. So I'm sorry if my flow is a little off when I'm reading them.
It's so aggressive for no reason.
Rocky 5 does suck, let's be honest. Does anybody actually like Rocky 5?
I don't even dislike Philadelphia that much. Rocky 5 does suck. And calling it water ice is the dumbest thing imaginable.
I didn't even know that.
Philadelphia is a nice... it's not so bad.
Fine.
Oh, I like Philadelphia.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like Philadelphia too.
It's okay.
I also like the smooth-brained clowns.
That's good. That's real good.
Have we seen Rocky Balboa? I've never seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
Might have to add it to the list. Yeah, it's actually really good. Not Creed good, but
Okay.
pretty surprisingly good. Because you wouldn't think the concept is anything great, but it's a quality movie. I like it. Rocky 5 sucks, though. Rocky 5's real bad.
I feel like everybody, like, I don't know. Why do I feel like everybody loves Rocky 4 the most?
Because it's the cheesiest and the campiest.
Like, we can all agree the first one's the best, but I really never hear many people say the first one's the best.
Yeah, because the first one's actually artistic and has, like, artistic value to it. He does get a little rapey, which is kind of, iffy, but otherwise, it's just a great movie. And then Rocky 2's kind of, it's fine. Rocky 3, it gets a little too much. And then I think by Rocky 4, by the time Rocky 4 came along, people were like, okay, so this is what this franchise is now. Let's just embrace it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he ends the Cold War in a boxing match. What more do you want from a movie? So those are the Apple facts, guys. How do we
Thank you,
feel?
Colin, for providing us with those facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I did like the...
they're all true.
They are all true. I did like the non-famous siblings. That was fun to read.
One of them is real. That is not a joke.
I'm going to go with...
But I will never tell.
Well, I know you're not going to say... I'm going to go with Liam Manning. I don't know if that's... I didn't look it up. I can't imagine... Or Pablo. One of those two. I guess I'm just going to get those responses from Colin over there.
Haha.
You're just a little milk-based scamp who will never tell, I guess.
I'll never tell. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into Willennium, huh? Let's get into our feelings of it at this age.
Let's do it.
Colin, you should start us off, because you have the most experience with it.
Okay. Well, how do we want to do? Do we want to go song by song? Do we just want to do highlights and lowlights?
I mean, if you have a song-by-song breakdown you want to do, we could do that. Or if you want to give us some highlights, whatever you want.
We can do song by song because, I mean, some of these songs we can kind of skip over, I think. But, I mean, we have to definitely talk about I'm Coming, the opening song to this album. Michelle, I think you did, was it Michelle or Josh who wrote down one of the highlight lyrics of this song?
What a fantastic opening song to get into this album. My favorite lyric is none other than, "Ain't the second coming of Christ, it's the first coming of me."
Which doesn't make sense because it's his second second solo album. So you would think see, that's a good line, but my favorite is right after that. He says, "They say if you dam up the Nile, it would throw off the rotation of the earth. Well, messing with me is worse." No, it's not. No, it's not, Will. Let's just be honest with each other. If I messed with Will Smith, yeah, I'm sure my life would suck, but it's not going to throw off the rotation of the earth and kill billions of people. So...
I'm a big fan of that hip hop Moses, though, to be honest, at the end of that same verse.
The hip hop Moses. He does call him that.
So I guess that means he's gonna like lead everybody to the, I don't know.
I mean, he's compared himself to Christ and Moses in the same song.
So this guy in the same verse, nonetheless.
Right.
So this guy's the real deal, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, I don't think the second verse is as memorable. Oh, that's not true, because he says, "When I was born, there was a rainbow formed with no sun. Roy G. Biv making the path for the chosen one," which is pretty cool. My angel, my grandma told me before she died, smart folks don't need to put no cursing in they rhymes. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of smart rappers out there who put curses in their rhymes, so I don't know if that's true. Either will. I mean, I would say there are, most rappers who put curses in their rhymes. Some of them have to be smart, at least,
I would say the best rappers put cursing in their rhymes. I actually don't know any that don't put any.
Yeah.
So.
Like, Andre 3000 seems like a pretty smart, creatively minded guy. He swears. So who are you, Will Smith?
That's a big, yeah, you're right. That's a big piece of shade to throw at, like, literally the whole genre.
Every rapper.
So I guess that means that there's only one.
There's a there's this I don't know if you guys have ever watched Flight of the Conchords, but there's a song that they sing where it's just the one character, Brett, just listing a bunch of rappers and saying they're not very good. So he's like, 50 Cent is not very good. Jay-Z is not very good. And that's what this song feels like to me. So, do we have anything left to say about I'm Coming? Because, I mean, as you know, as much as we want to clown on it, I do think it was kind of... I don't think this should have been the opening song.
If you could choose, what would you open it with?
It would be the second song, Will 2K, because the whole theme is Willennium. And that whole song is about the new millennium. Sorry, Willennium.
I will say this. Number 2, Will 2K was my second favorite on this album.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, like, this first one, it hit my number 3 for, like...
Oh.
I mean, I'm not going to get anywhere with lyrics too much with Will Smith, I don't think. I mean...
Yeah.
They are what they are.
Cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, it all is. So I have to just kind of, like, move aside from that. But I did like the beat for this song, if I remember correctly.
It's okay.
I mean, I enjoyed it. Do I think any part of this is really, like, groundbreaking or, I don't know, anything but fun? No.
Yeah, that's an important distinction to make, because this really is... Will Smith really fits into this category of party songs, but like family-friendly party songs, which, to his credit, is not a thing that a lot of rappers try to fit into. I think mostly for good reason, because, you know, it can come off as a little cheesy, but I guess the production for I'm Coming is it feels very stuck in that late 90s, early 2000s, that when you listen to it now, especially compared to rap today, yeah. I mean, the production is just so different, which a lot of these songs are like that. You know, it's very much a product of its time. But, I mean, the Will 2K has the Rock the Casbah remix, mm-hmm. you know, sampling mm-hmm. mixed into it, which, you know, I think kind of makes it a little more palatable.
I mean, there is a lot of confidence in this song. I mean, even in the third verse, he's got us saying, you want to try to match my wits with yours. 3 hits, I hit you, you hit the floor. This track is the third hit, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence here.
He's very confident,
which is good. You know, I always appreciate that, even if I don't agree.
Mm-hmm. But he's sympathetic, because he does in this song in Will 2K say, 100,000s deep, worldwide pressed, hate to be the man that gotta clean this mess. So he's thinking about the working man, you know? He's considering, you know, it's clearly what he meant by that. Absolutely. There's no other interpretation. I mean, Will 2K is, you know, it is fun. It does have a nice fun, you know, rhythm to it, and like, I'm sure playing this song as the clock struck midnight in the year 2000 was like the coolest thing. But the problem is, I can't see, it has such a specific point in time where it is cool, because now you can't play this song ever again. The year 2000 has passed. It's never going to be the year 2000 again. So you really kind of put yourself in a corner there, Will.
I'll say a problem I have with a lot of these songs, if not all of them. There's a huge drop off in the song when you get to like the hooks, the choruses. I mean, they just like really do not do it for me. I like can't stand all of them. Any of like the bridges or any of them. It's just repeating like the same line, and it's just like, it really kills my interest in any of the song, I'll be honest. I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but I don't know. We'll get in on the next one, on the next track. Yeah.
Unlike the Blues Traveler, the hooks do not bring you back for these songs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. They're very basic, and there are a lot of woos and because that's the Will Smith signature style. You know, woo. Yeah, I mean, just pick any of those. But that was his thing, you know.
I mean, I agree with you a little bit. I feel like some of them definitely felt a little too long. But yeah, I see where you're coming from for sure.
I just get bored. Especially when it's just like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna ask the question: What does it mean? What does it really mean to freak this and to freak that? I need to know because I don't know.
Well, can I just read how this song starts? The lyrics in this song,
Please.
how it starts. It goes, I'm about to freak this. Ha 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 ha, or ha 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 ha. What? Big Will. I'm about to freak this. What? You want me to freak this? Just peep it while I freak this. I.
There's really not much to say about this track other than that. Like, you summed it all up with the first part.
I mean, we can. Yeah, I have very little to say about this song. I don't think this song's very good. I mean, he kind of does a self-own because he said, I read the rap pages, they refer to me as soft. Yeah, more like Microsoft, which he's trying to make like a Microsoft Bill Gates, right? I think he mentions Bill Gates in the next line. Like Microsoft, this big company. But Microsoft is what you call a guy with a little like, that's an insult. Like, you must be. Like, if you're insulting a dude, you're like, what's your favorite company? Microsoft? Like, he kind of self-owns himself, you know? I'm not saying that Will Smith has a little penis. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, when you guys are ready, I'm going to read my favorite part.
Go for it.
Please.
Okay. I'm about to freak this. Yeah. Well, you want me to freak this? Don't sleep. I'm going to freak this. Yo, it's smooth when I freak this. Lay back. I'm about to freak this. Peep this while I freak this. Lay on back. I'm about to freak this. What, you want me to freak this? Yeah. And I just don't know.
I like when he says, Big Will of the man, not conceited, I'm as good as I say I am. Dang diggy dang da dang da dang diggy diggy.
Yes, and when I heard that, I immediately thought of Kid Rock. What's the song? I think it's called Ba with the Ba.
Yeah. That's a reference to it, yeah.
It is.
But isn't it a Kid Rock song?
Wait, did that come out before this? That Kid Rock song?
It must have. Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, if you're kind of like riffing off of Kid Rock, what are you doing?
Yeah, it says it was released a year before Freaking It. Okay, so that was a reference to it. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean...
By the way, that song is just the worst.
Can we move past Freaking It? Can we just...
Please.
Yeah,
I'm done with this because we have a gem coming up with the Butta featuring Lil' Kim. I mean, listen, I don't think we have to go over how terrible Will Smith's lyrics are. I mean, we can, but they're bad. But Lil' Kim kind of nails it for like what this song is. She nails it.
She does.
I also love that he's all about like not swearing, and then she says like, which I mean, damn isn't a huge word, but she says damn like right away, which is kind of just like, that's like as far as she's allowed to go on a Will Smith track. Yeah, I mean, she's good in this song.
She is.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, Michelle, what do you feel?
No, I agree with you. She's great. She's great. This song, however, in general, man.
Yeah, but he brings it smooth and hot.
He does make it smooth and hot.
Are they talking about fire? Because that's what it definitely seemed. I mean, it is a Lil' Kim song, so yes, the answer is yes, because that's what every Lil' Kim song is about. But it's such a weird thing to include on this album because, Will, what are you doing?
It's a family friendly, like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really lost. I'm like, this guy, he doesn't curse in his songs. He's very family friendly, but like I don't know. I can't remember if there was others on this album, but this one I was like, oh, a little sexual here. All right, so,
a little risque. I mean, I don't know. What do we want to do with this song?
Not much.
Yeah, I kind of want to chop it up, keep the Lil' Kim parts, and throw the rest of it in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know. So next we have La Fiesta, which is, I don't know. It's got that, that Latin vibe to it, and it's kind of like a party song, but it's felt so superficial to me.
I hate the chorus.
It's
It's another one
Mhm.
I hated the
Yeah.
chorus. I was just
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if we sound like we're giving low effort in some of these songs, it's just because some of these songs feel low effort. Like La Fiesta feels like Will's like, hey, let's make a Latin sounding song because I did Miami in the last album. And they're like, what do you want it to be about? A party.
it feels out of place a little bit in the chorus. I mean, most of what's said is everybody in the front now, back now, side now, La Fiesta. That's like all that's said. It just feels like so randomly like put in there. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of struggling because, okay, so here's the sad part. I feel like the first half of the album is way better than the second half. So we're kind of getting into, we're kind of criticizing all these songs, but it kind of only can get worse. Well, I shouldn't say that because there are a couple songs that I really like. But next is Who Am I? Featuring Tatiana Ali, who was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was Ashley. And MC Lyte, who is one of the pioneer women rappers. She paved the way for a lot of other female rappers. She was, instrumental. That said, didn't like this song either. And I don't think MC Lyte was very good either.
I think, I wrote down it was my least favorite song so far, like while I was listening to it.
Mm-hmm. Which stinks because I love MC Lyte, but there was just something off. Like, I don't know. Her flow seemed really off, and I don't know if it was a Will Smith problem or not. And also having Tatiana Ali just felt like, gratuitous. Like,
Here you go.
It's like, yeah, here's my co-star.
Mm-hmm.
He does say, envisioned a hot life, hot wife, wanted a crib, a palace like South Fork on Dallas. So he's referencing Dallas, a show that everyone knows now.
I think my favorite line of this song is from MC Lyte. I'm your worst nightmare, your best wet dream. Short and sweet. Boom. Done.
I mean, listen, she has some great songs. Georgie and Cappuccino, classics, but on this album, or this record, not feeling it. Felt a little, the lyrics felt a little light. Do we want to move on?
Yeah.
Because there's some I really want to get to. Okay. So Afroangel, I actually didn't really get a chance to listen to a lot because it wasn't on Spotify for me. So I kind of just listened to it once on YouTube.
Me too. But that reached near the top of my favorites from this album.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to put some at my favorites because, they all feel very similar. I can't really remember why this one went to the top. I just kind of remember me ordering them.
Yeah, this song approaches some semblance of, I guess, genuine nature. I mean, it's all about, it's about being black, which, he doesn't always go into in his raps. And it's nice, for him to have some sort of, I guess, trying to convey a message. It's a slower song, which I think he kind of struggles with sometimes. Like, I think he's at his best when he's party vibing it. But it was fine. I wouldn't put it near the top of my list, but I wouldn't put it near the bottom either. I would say it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right. Next one, So Fresh, featuring Biz Markie and Slick Rick. What did we think?
Don't like So Fresh.
I wrote, meh.
Yeah, not a fan.
Wow. This was my favorite song on the album.
Really?
Yes. This was my favorite song on the album. It is so classic hip-hop or 80s hip-hop that it doesn't feel like, all right, first of all, it doesn't feel like it belongs on this album at all. And I think that's why I loved it so much because it just feels like a classic 80s hip-hop song. I love Biz Markie and Slick Rick, both of them. I think Biz Markie is a very underrated, everyone knows Biz Markie as the Just a Friend rapper, or, song. He has great songs, a lot of songs that he references in his verse here. And then Slick Rick references Children's Story, which is one of the best rap songs ever in this too. But this and Pump Me Up, I vividly remember listening to those two songs all the time, because they just feed into each other really well. Because So Fresh is the classic kind of slow 80s cut up song, and then Pump Me Up is just DJ Jazzy Jeff kind of doing his thing with scratching and everything. So they really, I think, feed off of each other. And these are like my two, like back to back. I think these are the two strongest songs on the album for me.
Yeah, those two were at the bottom for me, like near the bottom.
Man.
Yeah.
I also think I had them near the bottom, but
Ooh.
I guess I have to give them another shot.
They don't fit on the album at all, but they just sound like classic 80s bops.
That might be why. Maybe that's why they just felt so randomly like thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, I don't like these. I mean, it's not freaking it. I mean, that's bottom of the barrel for me. But yeah, I have So Fresh above Pump Me Up, but yeah, couldn't dig it. So I'm not too sure if there's anything you want to say about Pump Me Up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just kind of Jazzy Jeff just doing his thing, cutting the record up, which I have a deep appreciation for. I think it's a technique that's lost in current rap, and I understand why it doesn't happen in current rap a lot, but I can appreciate them at least trying to do something that was kind of on its way out at that point, and, I think it kind of works. So the only other group I think that was still doing this was probably the Beastie Boys with 3 MCs and 1 DJ. I mean, nobody else was doing this, in 1999 going to the 2000s, which, I think it was kind of cool that they decided to go back to it. I actually think, hold on, let me bring up the lyrics for Pump Me Up, because I feel like this is, I think, one of his strongest, just lyrically. He kind of comes in at the end with his verse. Will does. But, it just felt like Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince again, which is what I think he was making his best music. So that's my case for So Fresh and Pump Me Up.
I'm going to give it another shot. I will.
I mean, it is kind of crazy to have Will Smith, Biz Markie, and Slick Rick are legends. And DJ Jazzy Jeff, I think, was the DJ on that one too. They are legends of hip hop. And so it is kind of crazy to have all three of them on one song together. Like, that's kind of like hip hop nerd kind of like coming out there. But yeah, if we want to move on. See, because after this is kind of where the album starts to get rough for me.
Yeah.
With these next few songs.
So what's our next song? Can You Feel Me?
Can You Feel Me?
This one feels very like not much happens.
If you can see what... I have to describe. I was looking down at my phone and I just looked up and I saw 100-yard stare from Michelle and Josh with his hands like on his forehead looking down, so defeated.
There's only so much I can really say about.
I mean, this is a rough stretch of song. Can we just skip like these next 4 songs? It was okay. Kel Spencer's fine on it. I mean, there's not a lot to say. They're not very good because we have to get to like kind of the crown jewel of the entire album, which is Wild Wild West. I mean, that is the best one, famous song.
But I will say this. I will say one of these bottom songs were towards my top of the list, which was No More.
I didn't really like it.
I don't even remember that one. Gotta be honest.
I wrote sad.
Wait, is that the one when he talks about cheating?
That's the thing. I don't remember what the song was about. I just have it I just see that it's at the top. So
it's like it's the slowest song, right?
Oh yeah, I don't like that one at all. It's when he's like talking about how he like cheated or whatever, and he's like apologizing and he's not going to cheat anymore.
That must have been one I wasn't really following lyrically. I
thought that was garbage.
Yeah, I thought that was garbage.
Well, whatever. Hey, that's fine. I guess that's why it's called No More.
Sorry. But that's just, yeah.
Oh my god.
So Wild Wild West. Let's talk about this. Sample Stevie Wonder. And if you've ever seen the music video to this, it is wild. Wild West, even. God, I mean, listen, I know this song is corny. I know it was made for a movie. I think this song is pretty good.
I love it.
I mean, hats off to, let's give a thanks to Jaden Smith for telling him to do it, because that's probably my favorite part of the song.
Mm-hmm.
To put him on the album, yeah. I probably can't do it anymore, but when I was a kid, easily, I could rap every single word to this song, like, in my sleep.
Oh.
I mean, this was probably the song that I knew most as a kid. This and All Star by Smash Mouth.
Of course. Who didn't know that?
And probably, and probably God spent a little more time on You by NSYNC, because my sister loved that song. And that song got played a lot. So those are probably the three that I knew like the most. I mean, it just starts out so good. I mean, Wiki Wiki Wild, Wiki Wiki Wild Wild, Wiki Wiki Wild West. I'm sorry. It's good. It's a good. I like this song. Who you gonna call? Not the GBs. I mean, of course you're not gonna call them.
Yeah, I love this song. I had a good time listening to it.
Is it probably the best one in all our opinions?
Yeah.
Probably universally. The part where he counts down to the gunshot. I mean, when I was a kid, that was the coolest thing in the world to me. Although I will say, I think The Rain isn't bad either. That's the last song in the album is The Rain. I'd probably put that near the top. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
I want to know what Michelle had it at the top.
You don't like it?
Because it sounds like Michelle didn't like any of them.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West was my favorite. I liked I'm Coming. I did.
I mean, you can't stop him.
You can't.
Here comes the butter, baby. Smooth and high comes the butter,
That
baby.
song, I just wrote, what? What a time, though. Like, I'll cherish listening to that for the first time. That's great.
I mean, I'm excited for ratings, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is gonna break my heart.
I mean, let's jump into it.
You guys have to go last. Or I mean first. I have to go last. I have to compose myself.
Okay. I'll go first, actually. So, I mean, overall, I had a great time listening to this. It was a fun time. Some of these songs were pretty bad. Some of them were pretty bad. None of them really life-changing or anything. But, I had fun. So, I'm gonna go 55 out of 97.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, there were some fun tracks on this. So I mean, I'm just gonna go right into it. I think I'm gonna give this a 44 out of 95.
Yeah, I mean, I love Will Smith, love him, but
I'll take more of your movies. I am sorry.
And I love the happiness this album brought, like listening to Will Smith.
Oh yeah,
it's just happy.
Don't get me wrong, Will. I enjoyed a lot of these tracks, but I gotta be honest here.
If I could just describe Colin's reaction right now,
it's sad.
We're tearing him apart.
No, I'm torn. Nothing's right. I'm torn. Okay, so here's the problem. I made a huge mistake before we started recording. I looked up other rap albums that came out this year in 1999, which was a huge mistake because now I'm just kind of comparing them. I mean, Black Alicia's put out Nia, and I mean, Mos Def put out one of the best freaking rap albums ever made. Eminem's debut album, Dr. Dre put out 2001. I mean, it was an incredible year for hip hop, and it's just, this is not a good album compared to any of those albums, and it kills me. Okay, here's where I'm coming from. I clearly liked it more than you two, so I feel I have to give it a higher rating than both of you. I mean, it's just the fact I liked more songs than you guys liked on this album, I feel. Like, genuinely liked these songs. But I can't go too high because it's not that great. I'm kind of stuck. I'm going to write down a number, and I'm going to read it out to you guys.
Now, Colin, do you feel like you're rating this more on what you enjoyed or what you...
Whatever my soul says.
...think to be, like, good?
I am basing it off of what me, as a 26-year-old man, enjoyed about this album.
Okay.
Because we have to leave our nostalgia in the past, so I have to rate it by what I liked and what I didn't like about this album as an adult. I'm going to give it a 59.
That's fair. I mean, it's higher than I thought you would give it, but hey, you know.
That is fair.
And that kills me. I wanted to give it a 94 so bad just to see what you guys would say. It's just, it wasn't very good. All right, comes out to a 55.
Right on.
Seems about right. I mean, that's what Michelle gave it.
Mm-hmm.
So, seems about right to me, all things considered. I'm disheartened.
I'm sorry, Colin.
I'm emotionally broken.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fine. This is what the show's about. We have to sometimes come to an understanding that what we liked as kids isn't necessarily good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something I learned today.
I mean, hey, you know, they say your taste buds change every 7 years, so
Do they say that?
yeah.
Wow.
So Colin, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I think Will Smith said it in the butta. I think he said.
That is my favorite title, though, I will say.
It's a good one.
The butter. Yeah, but I think that's our show for today. If you like what you just listened to, please feel free and do leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts and look out for new episodes every Tuesday. You can find us wherever podcasts are found, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, so on and so forth. Also make sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Millennial Milkshake and on Twitter at MilkBasedPod and also on Snapchat at MilkshakePod. You can follow each of us on our own personal social media accounts. You can follow Josh on Instagram at Joshy_124. That's Joshy spelled with an IE. You can follow Colin on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at The Last Call. That's call spelled with COL. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Michelle Thoughts. That's thoughts like the way you think.
So thanks, guys, for joining me to talk about this. It meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone, for joining Millennial Milkshake.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And stay buttery?
Nah. No.
No? Oh, stay creamy.
Yeah, stay creamy.
Okay, stay creamy.